when it comes to inviting recommenders, we have different partners. And so I say this just because I'm going to be talking about when your school is not using a partner such as Naviance or Maya Learning, but your school counselor and teachers are doing recommendations through the Common App's recommender system. When you come to recommenders in FERPA, the first thing you actually have to do is sign the FERPA release authorization. So FERPA is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which is a U.S. Law that basically protects student academic records. Basically says you are the owner of your records, and you then have to give permission if you want those records released to someone else. And so just thinking about an academic transcript, for example, you have to say, I give permission for my counselor or registrar or whomever processes transcripts at your school. You have to give permission for them to be allowed to send that official record on your behalf. The second part is that because FERPA is saying that you own your academic records, some could say that letters of recommendation then are part of your academic record. And so there is an ask that you should consider or could consider waiving your right to read the letters of recommendation. This can be very complicated to think through. There are video tutorials here in the application just to help you think through this. There's language in the application, but in general, you do not just have easy access to your letters of rec. So even if you did not waive your right, the only way that you could see letters of rec would be if you get accepted to a college and you enroll at that college, and that college keeps your letters of recommendation as part of your academic record. Other than that, it is not so easy to go back and ask for those confidential letters of recommendation. So here you're doing that FERPA release. Then you're also inviting your counselor or whomever it is that's going to be sending your transcript. You also then can invite teachers, and then there are also other recommenders. So let's just say that you have an employer that you want to write a letter for you, or you have a coach for a sport that you play that you would like to write a letter of recommendation. You do all of those invitations here in recommenders in FERPA. And then you'll notice here it says inviting and assigning. You actually have to assign people to each college so that you're saying, okay, I want my, my social studies teacher to do the letter of recommendation for all of these schools. And the reason that you have to do the assignment within the application is that not all schools will accept the same number of letters of recommendation. So you might find that one school will only allow one letter of recommendation, but you've invited 3 teachers. You have to say which teacher is going to submit that one letter. Same with the other recommenders. Not all colleges accept other recommenders, and even those who do, sometimes they only accept certain kinds of letters of recommendation, other recommenders. So a coach is a good example. Here you can see that University of Pennsylvania allows for one other recommender, and coach is listed there as one that is accepted. But you may find at another school that they accept other recommenders, but not a coach. So there's not an ability for your coach's letter to get submitted to the college. So you really have to navigate through looking at each of the schools on your list and which ones have the allowance for teacher letters of rec and other recommenders. Now the good part is on the recommender side, whether it's the counselor, teachers, or other recommenders, their process is a one and done process. So they're going into the recommendation system. They are uploading one letter for you and hitting send, and they do not have to do it any more times other than that one time. So again, if you were to continue to assign them to different schools, it would get automatically sent to those schools. There would be no additional steps that the recommenders would have to take in the recommender system.